Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's the Pre-Avengers here, guys, and today we're back with another video. And today's video revolves around the Wakanda Forever update. We're going to give you guys our full review and talk about everything that comes with this update and tell you if we think it's a good update or a bad one. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm in the middle with this one. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. So let's get straight into the content. First of all, I want to make something very clear. Do not buy any of the uniforms in this update. Not telling you that they're bad, well, kinda, but not telling you that they're all bad. But if you did not know, Black Friday is just around the corner. It's less than 3 weeks away, and all the uniforms, I mean all of them, except for some of the summertime uniforms like the Storm one, but other than that, all of them will be on sale 50% off. So right now they're only 40% off. So like here, if I bought Shuri's uniform, it would be 1,000 crystals. With the Black Friday event, it would only be 750. So you can buy a lot more uniforms for some very more high value. And we have a possibility of a second part to the Wakanda Forever update coming out. And let me explain why. With this update, they updated the game with brand new uniforms for the characters without watching the movie. So it is spoiler free if you did not know. So they could possibly come out with a part two of the update where they give some characters synergy uniforms or they rework the uniform because they finally saw the movie and people had a chance to watch the movie. So it will be spoiler heavy, but because people would have already watched it, most likely it'll be fine. That will most likely come out when Black Friday comes out, which is around the 22nd of November. So from today, that's literally less than 3 weeks by a couple of days. And it's not that long, guys. Just hang in there, wait. It also gives a good time for us to see which one of these uniforms are good, which ones are bad. But let's get straight into what this update had to offer. So we'll save the uniforms for last. We'll get into those. But let's talk about some of the other stuff they added, some little small tweaks and whatnot. So first of all, guys, I'm going to try to stay positive with this update because it is an MCU update and there is the possibility of a part 2 coming out. But I'll be honest, with this update, it's been a lot of doom and gloom from all the reviews that I've heard and what people have thought about the update. And this is one of the main reasons. So, if you did not know, Hulk was pretty good when he first came out. He was not PvE like heavy. He was definitely PvP heavy, but he could do some PvE content, not all of it. But then the devs came out and they updated him in the previous Venom update, saying that he was missing some damage and some stats on his tier 4 skill. So they buffed the tier 4 skill and it made him crazy good. I mean, he was clearing Dormammu quicker than Moon Knight, quicker than Venom, quicker than Carnage, quicker than every combat type there was. It was even competing up there with Iron Man and Thor. So it was crazy good, guys. If you did not know this, you probably didn't have him at tier 4, so you didn't see much of a change like I did. But, like I didn't, sorry. But a lot of people did. And the problem is that they realized that they buffed him way too much. So they said, hold on, we're going to nerf him back and try to get him fixed straight. But the problem is that they took so long that people got used to this buff and were using him for PvP and for PvE with a PvP build, meaning they had regens and they were clearing Dormammu faster than their Moon Knights were with a Rage or their Venoms with a Rage. So it was a big problem and they took way too long to fix it, so people got used to it. And with this update, they finally nerfed him. They nerfed him back to what he previously was. I'm okay with it personally because I can still use him in World Boss Legend because he's a villain and because he's a combat type. Obviously, Venom will be a lot better for me once I get him this Black Friday, but I can still use him very well. And even with this PvP build, I can use him for some PvE content. And it does not affect me that much because it's tier 4. But it still angered many people, especially if you invested all the way till tier 4. The other part of this that made people very upset was that they also additionally nerfed Black Bolt. Now, I do not understand why. Apparently, it had some balancing issues with Hulk, so that they needed to nerf his tier 4 as well. But they said it wasn't going to be an actual nerf, that they were going to balance some things out and change a little bit of his tier 4, and that it wouldn't nerf him. But many people have reported that they saw a significant decrease in his damage in certain game modes like World Boss Legend, like Dormammu, and that it really did affect his damage output, which is not a good thing. So I hope they fix it soon. I hope it's not a bug, and I hope they didn't mean for this to happen. We'll see, guys. Right now, it's not looking very promising. So yeah, that's two major nerfs to two level 80 and tier 4 characters that people heavily invested in. So it is not a great start to the update. Let's talk about what else they added. There's two other major things that I want to talk about. They added a couple other things that's not too relevant, but two other things I did want to talk about, and then we'll get into the uniforms. So, first of all, they added a second deck system with the cards. I really like this. Personally, it does not really help small players like me, but it is pretty cool to see for once I max a full deck. Basically, they added another slot to your cards, another deck. So like you can kind of switch. Let me see. What can I think of here? Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Your teams, how you can switch your teams. So it's basically that same system. Sorry, I took me forever to figure out what it was, but basically that same system where you can pay 1,000 crystals, which is insane, by the way, for another deck set. Now, this does not mean that those cards that you add will stack up. So that doesn't mean that you can now go to 50% additional Pierce max. It is still the max 25% Pierce. Let me make that clear. The bonus stats do not stack up. Basically, what it does is that if you have one deck that is based for PvP, you can then switch to your other deck that is based for PvE. Because maybe you have some cards that have higher health stats or some higher attack stats. It'll help you either way. I think it's pretty cool that they added this. Obviously, this only really benefits whales because not everyone has 5 cards alone that are great, let alone 10 cards that are great. But I still think it's a pretty cool thing and something to look forward to as I build up and get a bigger account. You can also edit them to make it like a story-based card, and it'll choose a deck for you. It'll help you lay things out. It definitely helps with the card system there. So I really like this change. Obviously, it does not affect a lot of us. So if you don't have like full 25% Pierce, best stats on your cards, and don't have a bunch of premium cards in your inventory waiting, does not affect you that much. But it's still something to kind of look forward to. I look forward to being able to like mess around with that. And for content creators like myself, what I can do is I can have premium cards just like that, base no Pierce or whatnot, and I can have them on the second deck, and then have my full deck on the first one, so I can review characters without Pierce and with Pierce to get a little like look of both ends of the spectrum for people. So I think that'd be really cool to look forward to. I'm not looking at any time in the near future spending that 1,000 crystals for the next deck though. So we'll see how it plays out. Maybe they have a discount and maybe I decide to do it. Who knows? But right now, it's too early. My first deck isn't even that great yet. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I just realized that there's one other thing as well, sorry guys, but that is the CTP of Rage and Refinement now can be upgraded to a Mighty and Brilliant. So yes, you can reforge these CTPs now. As you can see, it says reforge. So if you have another Rage, you can go ahead and reforge it and get a Mighty. But I would hold on it, guys. There is a lot of reviews right now from the big whales who have done this already and gotten Brilliant and Mighty CTPs of Rage, and they're not seeing any difference in their damage output from their characters. This shouldn't have been done on purpose. There should be a glitch in the system because there is no way that you spend 2 or 3 rages to get a Brilliant or Mighty and the damage stays the same. So that should be another bug, which is unfortunate. That's too many bugs adding up right now to this single update. It's really annoying, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Obviously, I barely have 2 rages on this account, so I will not be getting a Mighty anytime soon. But that is really annoying for players who do have a surplus of rages and are trying to refine them and then or reforge them, sorry, and then find out that it does nothing for their player, for their character that they've invested in so heavily. The one thing I want to talk about is that they added a new legendary battle for this event. It is not the best, but rewards wise, I haven't played it yet, so it might be really cool to play. We'll do a separate video on it, a quick little video on it. But the important thing is that they added a brand new character in Baku, which I'm pretty sure you've seen as I've switched pages here. And the only way to get him right now is through this legendary battle. I don't know if that'll be permanent, so make sure to get this done as soon as possible. We'll have a video soon, like I said. So if we look at the rewards, the normal rewards are decent as they normally stand. Yep, let me make sure I'm on the right one. Yep, we got some obelisks, some uniform chips, lots of gold, a 6-star iOS chest, some biometrics, the usual. And we have 3 fights here just to show you guys the new Guardians, Talcon's Assault, and Into the Depths. So obviously none of them have anything to do with the actual movie, so they will be spoiler free, so go ahead and play them. But the problem is that the rewards are not all that great when it comes to extreme. Yes, you get your crystals, I think it's half your crystals back here. Nope, 500, so only 500 crystals back, which I guess is cool. But then we get into the rewards. We got a 4-star Shuri artifact, which is probably the best thing here. But then we look at the other rewards. We got a icon, which is pretty cool, but it's not worth getting your character all the way to transcended. We got a second potential realization ticket. That's all right, but we just got a free one, so I don't see the reason why they would add it again. I mean, this could be easily a tier 2 premium selector or something better than that. I mean, it's still pretty good, but it's not the best that it can be. But then we get into the final rewards. And instead of a CTP chest or a comic card chest that has a chance at CTP, it is just a mythical for having Neymar's uniform at mythic. That is such a pain to do, and for it to be just a mythic chest is terrible. And then the CTP is also very bad. I don't know why we're still doing selective CTPs for Legendary Battle. It should be just like, I believe the last one was Ant-Man's, where, yeah, it was agreed for Thor 2, makes no sense. For Shang-Chi as well. Oh, no, wrong one I clicked on. Judgment, yeah. So it should be just like Ant-Man's, where you can go ahead and select your CTP. It makes things so much more easier and will have people invest in it more, because then I can go select a rage if I need it, or a regen, or a energy. I don't have to go specifically to a certain legendary battle that has it, and a destruction out of all CTPs that you could have chosen is not a great choice. So I would definitely not invest in the extreme. 2,500 crystals is not worth all that. The artifact and the the second potential ticket are the best things there, and they're still not all that great for 2,500 crystals. There are definitely other battles like the Ant-Man where you can get selective CTP that are more worth it. But I would still play the normal mode just to get your gold and some other mats. Still would be pretty worth it. Now, let's get into the review of the 4 characters that got updates. So 3 of them got uniforms in Shuri, Ironheart, and Riri Williams, and Neymar. Now, I am not buying any of these because I'm going to wait till Black Friday, like I told you guys, and see if they get synergy uniforms. I could see definitely Ironheart here getting a synergy uniform where she has the whole suit on, because here she only has broken pieces of it. Well, not broken, but selected pieces of it that she needs to function just like Iron Man did with his first ever uniform. So I would wait on her, and especially because the only reviews that I've heard about her is that she's a good support, doesn't have high enough damage, and her support is even not like as good as White Fox or Wave that you should be investing all the way. Then there's Shuri. I could definitely see her if you've not seen the trailers. Spoiler if you haven't seen the trailers. She does get the Black Panther uniform, so I could definitely see her getting a synergy uniform where she actually has it after the movie drops during Black Friday. Because right now it's a pretty basic uniform, and even though it's the most basic looking, so far I've heard the best reviews. I've heard that her passives and whatnot stay the same, where she's still a great support character. If you did not know, she's a great support character right now, even just without a uniform. So I've heard that she is still a great support uniform, but that on top of that, she does Miss Marvel type of damage, which I know I haven't showed much Miss Marvel on this account, but there is a lot of content out there, and Miss Marvel is crazy for World Boss Legend and Dormammu, so I can't wait to get into her uniform. I will be buying it regardless if she gets a synergy or not during Black Friday. And I think that's also why the sale's so short with only like 4 days on it, only a week. I think because of the Black Friday, they're anticipating that these uniforms will be back on sale. Then we got Neymar, which I've heard a lot of disappointing things. I don't see him getting a synergy uniform because it's pretty accurate to the movie, unless he gets an outfit change in the movie, which I don't know about. So I don't see him. I see him being the least likely to get a synergy uniform, but I do see him being the most likely to get a buff because I've heard lots of bad things. I've heard that Venom is 10 times better just at level 70, and that even Carnage at level 80, who's a PvP based character, does more than he does at level 80. So unless he's really good at tier 4, which we'll see because the first tier 4s of Neymar are just now rolling out. So we'll see if he's good at tier 4, but at level 80 investment right now, not the best you can be getting, especially when you have other options like Venom, like Hulk, like even Carnage at this point, which is not great to say because Carnage is not the best PvP or PvE, level 80 or tier 4 out there. It's definitely between Moon Knight and Venom. And I was hoping Neymar, but it doesn't look like it. And then we have M'Baku, who is a brand new character. Great to see a brand new character finally coming into the game. We've had a couple now towards the end of the year here, so it's pretty cool to see. He does not go to tier 3 or transcended yet, so I could see in the mid-month update that they hopefully have where they release other synergy uniforms for M'Baku to get another character like Okoye to join the game, and for both of them to have a transcended skill together to make it so he can finally go to Transcended. Because as you can see here, all he goes to is level 60, not even 70. No, okay, he goes to 70, but that's it. So they do have it set up for him to be able to go to Transcended. So I hope that is the case with him. So obviously, there's not much review here for him because I don't have him, and he's a premium character, if you did not notice there already with the store. And he doesn't go to Tier 3 or Transcended, so right now there's no value in him, and there's no reason why I would want to grind for his biometrics. But like I told you, you could just get it in the legendary battle. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed. But either way, you would still need biometrics to get into tier 2. All right, now let's review these 3 uniforms. Heard a lot of bad stuff about Neymar. Pretty much without his tier 3, he does not do much damage whatsoever, which is very sad. His normal base abilities don't do too much. And obviously, as you can see here, his movement speed is pretty slow for a guy who has wings on his feet. So that's a little disappointing. But basically, guys, his just other abilities don't do enough damage when it's all in his tier 3. Beautiful animations, though. I mean, it looks really cool. I can't wait to see what he does in the movie. But let's go ahead and just break down and look at his skills individually, and then just so we can see if we compare it later in a later video if they change it at all. So with the first one, he just kind of slashes the spear, and then some water comes out and some like green leaves or something. In his third skill, he just moves around and throws these water rings at you, and then spikes you with the spear again. The second skill, he just pounds the ground, and some orbs go around the enemies. That is pretty cool. I like that. His fourth skill here, he has the tentacles that he kept them just with like his other uniform. They come out and just splash the ground and do tons of damage. Well, not too much damage apparently. His fifth skill is probably the most gorgeous looking. A full-on whale comes out and smashes down the ground. It would be so cool, guys, if these actually did a lot of damage. Here he has like a bubble around him with like shells and fish swimming around. Looks really cool. I love it. You can see all his buffs here going on. So it is not a damage skill like Blue Dragon. It is still more of a passive skill, just like the rest. Then his tier 3 pretty much stays similar, a little different, but not too much. Kind of just swims around, turns everything into water, and then blasts him with his spear. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Neymar. Like I said, I won't be doing a review for him yet. I don't even have him, so I don't know if I will. I don't know if I want to go into getting Neymar, especially if he's not doing good right now. Then we got Riri Williams, and like I said, guys, she is basically right now just a support character. She does have really fast movement speed, especially when you compare it to Neymar. But like I say, as of right now, all she is a support, and she does not do enough damage. But let's just break down her skills here. We got her third skill. She flies up and then shoots missiles down. Pretty cool. Second skill, she pounds down the ground with the left arm or right arm here that is very mechanical looking. Then her first skill is pretty basic. She just flies and kind of shoots them a little bit. Fourth skill here is really cool looking, but it's very similar to some of the stuff we've seen in Mar Future Fight with the giant laser that just locks on like that. And it is a V-pad skill though, so you can move around with it, and my goodness, she moves fast. So if she gets a synergy uniform and maybe they up her damage, she'd be really good, I feel like, for PvE. Their fifth skill, she shoots a bunch of spikes and smashes to the ground. And she has a transcendent skill with Moon Knight. Apparently, they had a comic series together. It's pretty cool looking. Even the dinosaur comes in, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, does not have enough damage to make the cut. And then here, probably the best thing about the new update, which is great, that is the best thing, is Shuri. She has a pretty basic rotation here. She just goes 5, 4, 3, and then into 6. And then you just let it blow up here and do as much damage as possible. Really cool. And then you can just splash in the 1 and 2. And so basically, you can cancel all of her skills. You have to wait a little bit for 5 for the this to come out, and then you can go into 4 and 3 and instantly into 6. Very awesome. Now let's break down skill by skill. Her first skill is pretty basic. She just kicks and then punches down. Her second skill also just very acrobatic. Then her third skill is where things get interesting. She starts punching everywhere like crazy, super fast, and then pounds the ground. And with her fourth skill, she has like these motorcycles drive in a circle and cause fire all over on the ground. And then with her fifth skill, she throws these tech discs that turn into lightning and explosions and do tons of damage. And then her tier 3, by far her coolest skill here, is where the Black Panther comes in, the actual symbol of the Panther, and comes in and slashes everything around along with her. And as you can see here, right now, the farthest she can go is she just got tier 3. So it'd be interesting if with the add-on update, if they allow her to go to tier 4, because obviously it looks like the biggest character you want is Neymar, but I think they should really focus on Shuri right now, especially because she's better than Neymar. Obviously, I want them to change Neymar, but I think giving her a synergy uniform and allowing her to go to tier 4 would be awesome at the mid-month update. I don't see why not, guys. They keep adding tier 4s left and right, so I don't see why another one wouldn't hurt. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Overall, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's not a terrible update, but it's not the best either. Shuri has me the most excited. Not really sure about the rest. I can quickly show you guys in Baku's skills, but like I said right now, it really does not matter because he doesn't have a uniform or can't even go to tier 3. I mean, they look cool, but like I said, there's not much with him right now, and he's a premium character, so I wouldn't go spending any of your tickets that you have for premium characters on him, but it's still pretty cool regardless. Hopefully, like I said, at the mid-month update, we get a transcendent skill for him and a add-in of Okoye. But yeah, that'll do it. Just to summarize up all 3 uniforms, I would hold off on, wait till Black Friday, wait till more testing, wait to see if there's a synergy uniform for any of them. Very likely that there will be, and wait for to see if there are any buffs to Neymar before investing in any of these. Save your crystals, guys. Save, save, save. Black Friday is only 3 weeks away. You can definitely spend a ton of your crystals then. But that'll do it for the video, guys. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.